with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
And a mess of a morning commute. You can see all the snow from these live pictures from the north side after another winter storm moved through. A heavy band passed over Pittsburgh, and it took its time.
The Channel 11 crew checking road conditions found this wreck early this morning in Carnegie. You see those snowy streets, just too much for that trucker, and the rig flipped on its side on Lydia Street.
We sent Drone 11 up to show you the bigger picture. After playing catch up all morning, you can see road crews are getting a handle on the roads. This view shows snow cleared from the Fort Pitt Bridge heading into the tunnels. That snow started falling late last night, and some neighborhoods in Westmoreland County saw more than a half-foot of snow.
My goodness. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier joins us with a look at the snow totals and her forecast in Severe Weather Center 11.
Yeah, hey guys, here's a look at some of those snowfall reports we've received so far. Penn Hill's picking up 6.6 inches of snow. Lower Borough 6.5, Bethel Park 6.3, Greensburg 6 inches, 84 picking up 6 inches of snow. We knew we were going to have that band that was going to set up from Washington County into Allegheny and Westmoreland County, but 6 inches certainly overperforming out there for sure. You can see our storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. We are still finding some light snow showers here in Allegheny County, also out toward Westmoreland County in the Greensburg area. You can see Newcastle getting in on some light snow showers. Same thing around Beaver. So the areas in gray is where it is currently snowing. We have reduced visibility in spots that are dealing with snow down to 4 miles in Beaver and 6 miles in Pittsburgh. Temperatures are in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees in spots. It's 28 currently in Pittsburgh. I do expect highs today to remain steady in the upper 20s and low 30s across our region. Coming up, I am tracking more snow in our forecast. I'll have the latest timing on that.
I love it. It's a welcomed sight for me.
Yeah, it's all on how you look at it. And people we spoke with on the north side are making the most of it. As for Channel 11's Mike Holden joins us live. Mike, how are the roads looking out there right now?
Gordon, good afternoon to you, and it's really all about perspective at this point. At this afternoon hour, cleanup is well underway, but I think the overarching message is you can't underestimate the snow. I want to show it to you if you haven't headed out this morning or this afternoon at this point. It's that light kind of fluffy stuff, but you can also make it into a snowball. The problem with this, though, is once you drive over it repeatedly or walk over it, it can be extremely slick, and this is the prime example of that. Right here along Sussman Street at the corner of Cedar Avenue in Pittsburgh's north side, right near AGH. You have the main right here, Cedar Avenue, which is totally cleared off, cars moving at a normal pace. The side streets are extremely treacherous. We talked to a lot of folks in this area who say, yes, they're still adjusting, and at this point, they're kind of already over it. A winter storm system ripped through the Channel 11 viewing area, leaving behind a serious mess. It was consistent, nonstop snowfall from 2 a.m. until nearly 10 a.m. on the north side. Conditions were treacherous, with drivers struggling to make it up and down streets. The Department of Public Works deployed more than 45 trucks to treat and plow the roadways. But with the snow coming down so fast and all at once, it was hard to keep up. Drivers told us they took it slow or tried to wait it out until things let up. They're now trying to make the most of it.
I love it. It's a welcomed sight for me. I have a couple weekdays off each week, so I get to head up to the mountains.
Well, I was a little surprised that we had this much snow overnight, but if it's going to be cold and it's February, we might as well have snow and enjoy it and have some fun in it. The sidewalks are a little slippery.
And speaking of those sidewalks, another example of this. You have some that have been shoveled by area folks. The other half still totally covered. If you're heading out in the hours ahead, make sure you're layered up, that you have the necessary boots, that you have the necessary layers for sure. So we're going to keep a close eye on this story. Work to follow the ever-changing conditions in the hours ahead with brand new reports for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock, plus the city's measures and what they're doing to keep you safe. That's all starting at 5. Reporting from Pittsburgh's north side, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
All right, Mike, go get warm finally. Well deserved. Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond now, and her photographer were all over the place as well this morning, and so were the cars. She continues our Team 11 coverage from Canonsburg, Washington County. Alyssa, hey, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, warming up a little bit now, but there are still a few flurries coming down here in Canonsburg. Road conditions improving tremendously. You can see the main street behind me. This is Adams Avenue, just wet and slushy in some spots. And then you get to the side street like East College Avenue, which isn't terrible, but not as good as those main streets. Again, snow covered, slushy as well. Catherine mentioned this. If you were watching this morning, we were all over the place. My photographer and I racked up more than 130 miles this morning, showing you the changing conditions all throughout the morning. We want to show you this video now. Take a look here. This is that tractor trailer you guys saw at the beginning of the new newscast. Basically, our first stop was this accident in Carnegie. This tractor trailer flipped on its side around 2:40 this morning. This was right kind of near the Heidelberg Carnegie exit. The driver tried to make the left up the hill, but started slipping and sliding and then rolled over. It took really several hours to get to this area of Lydia Street, get it all cleared up and back open. After Carnegie, we drove south on 79, passing by Bridgeville, North Strabane, Washington, Bethel. My photographer and I, really saw a lot. Tractor trailers fishtailing, cars stuck on the side of the road, in medians, even in the middle of the road. But now that that's all behind us, roads are starting to clear up. People are having a chance to get out. The road conditions are improving, but the temperatures, those cool temperatures, aren't behind us. So I have the nifty tool. We're going to check the road temperature at this point. Let's see if it'll work for me. Got a 31, 32 degrees Fahrenheit right now. A little bit ago it was at 26. So just keep that in mind as you're heading out today. Reporting live in Canonsburg this afternoon, Alyssa Raymond, Channel 11 News.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. And we want to take you on a quick tour around the area this morning. First, let's start in Ross Township, where a tree came crashing down, bringing wires with it. This is on McKnight Circle. And if you're familiar, this is heading up to the Waldorf Apartments right by the Bed Bath & Beyond. Power was knocked out to the apartments while the repairs were made. And check out this photo from a Channel 11 viewer, a very snowy road in Greensburg this morning. As Danielle told us earlier, parts of Westmoreland County had more than half a foot of snow. And another viewer picture. We love getting your pictures, by the way. Thank you. This is from Shaler Township, and you can see at the time this photo was taken, crews definitely not making out to the side streets. And with this week's forecast, now is a great time to make sure you have the Severe Weather Team 11 app. You can get severe weather alerts, live radar, and hourly forecasts from our meteorologists.
Drone 11 up over the south side today to show you what's left of the old Chamber of Commerce building on East Carson Street. After yesterday's huge fire, you can see just a shell of that building remains. This is what it looked like yesterday afternoon at around 3. Flames shooting from the building as firefighters tried to get a handle on it. Heavy equipment is being brought in today to bring the rest of that building down. And Channel 11's Jillian Hartman is live on East Carson with the developing details there. Jillian?
Hey there, right now it's just a waiting game. I did just get an update from public safety. They don't know when they will demolish the rest of this building today. I can tell you though, they want to do it sooner rather than later because they want to reopen East Carson Street here. Right now it's closed between 10th and then 13th Street. Right over here you can see that crews have this area blocked off, and they're also on standby in case anything goes sideways. Now right now everyone's keeping a close eye on that part of the building between the second and third floor windows. You can see it bowing there after thousands of gallons of water was used to put out this massive fire yesterday, which put a lot of extra weight on what's left of this building. Right now we do have Chopper 11 live over the scene, getting a different vantage point of what we are seeing here on the ground. Definitely a different scene from yesterday. Now we do have video of that intense fire yesterday. Crews spent hours trying to get it under control. We saw half the building collapse. The concern now is the other half of the building. In our live interview yesterday with the public safety director, he told me he fears a collapse, calling it an imminent collapse, which could happen at any moment. So what was once a 4-story building with apartments, the Southside Chamber of Commerce, and a barber shop is now a massive pile of debris. I spoke with the owner of that barber shop on the phone this morning. He was very emotional over losing his beloved barbershop. Take a listen.
It's heartbreaking. It's just like seeing something you've created and held on for 10 years just come crumbling down. And So, but in moving on to the shop, I would like to relocate and stay in the south side.
Right now, we are working to find out how the building will be taken down today. Will it be in stages or all at once? Those are questions we are working to get answered. And if the snow has played a role in all of this, we know they plan to bring some heavy machinery out here today to do the demolition. We are staying on top of this story, so as soon as we have an update, we will break back in. Reporting live in Southside, I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News.
All right, Jillian, our thoughts certainly with all those residents and business owners there. Breaking now in the past hour, the Allegheny County Health Department updating us on COVID cases. And there's a slight uptick. The county is reporting 405 new cases since yesterday. And they are seeing a lag in some of this reporting. 13 of those cases were more than a week old, and 4 date all the way back to November. The county has also learned of 2 more deaths from last week, both people living in long-term care facilities. And we expect an update from state health officials also on the vaccine rollout this afternoon. So look for those new developments tonight starting at 5 on Channel 11 News.
No arrest yet in connection with a deadly shooting in Lawrenceville. The victim was shot and killed while she was driving on Davison Street, not far from Children's Hospital last night. You can see the street blocked by crime scene tape. The victim's car drifted for a half block before crashing into a pole. Pittsburgh police are asking for help in finding a missing man. 62-year-old Richard Varick has not been seen since around 1 yesterday afternoon when he got off a Port Authority bus on Smithfield and Carson Streets on the south side. Police say he has an intellectual disability and is hard of hearing. He may have been heading to Mount Washington. If you think you may have seen him, you're asked to call Pittsburgh police.
In just under an hour, the second impeachment trial for former President Donald Trump will get underway at the very location of the Capitol riot that he is charged with inciting in all of this on January 6th. The trial will start with 4 hours of debate on whether it is constitutional to hold an impeachment trial for a former president. Watch for NBC's live coverage right here starting at 1 p.m.
What ran through your mind? Oh, I just wanted to kill him.
Surveillance cameras caught this man stealing her entire paycheck. How people on social media helped her get that money back.
And should you get the COVID vaccine if you're pregnant? We are getting answers from the experts.
I'm tracking some lingering snow showers across our area right now, but more accumulating snowfall is on the way later this week. The timing coming up.
And a police officer hurt while helping a stranded driver. Why police say this crash could have been avoided.
Oh, it was my whole paycheck, $420, and it meant everything. I lived pay to pay, basically.
This story is going to burn you up. That woman had her entire paycheck stolen. Watch right there. She drops that envelope to the ground. It is full of cash. Now let me show you this. What happens next? The man behind her picks up the envelope, puts it right in his pocket. Yep, Channel 11 Serafina James found out how that woman got her money back.
This is the camera that caught the guy in the act, picking up an envelope full of money he saw a customer drop right here on the floor of Nick's Tobacco. And what happened next unfolded on Facebook.
Notification after notification, be nonstop vibrating.
As soon as Sean Potts posted this video to Facebook, his notifications lit up.
It's been a little bit wild, unexpected, but I didn't expect to have that many views on there.
The video that's now been viewed over 10,000 times in less than a day is from inside Nick's Tobacco in White Oak. Keep your eye on the woman in the purple hat and jacket. There, you can see a white envelope drop out of her hand and hit the floor. The man behind her sees what happened, and instead of returning it, he quickly pockets it. And when you saw that video, what ran through your mind?
Oh, I just wanted to kill him.
62-year-old Debbie Jordan is the woman in the video, and inside the envelope, her $400 paycheck she just cashed.
It meant everything. I lived pay to pay, basically. So, yeah, it was a great loss.
Jordan has actually worked at the tobacco shop and convenience store for over a decade, and Potts is the store manager's son. When he heard what happened to Jordan, he turned to social media for help.
It's messed up. I mean, I would help anybody, honestly, so it's just the right thing to do.
Potts asked the online community to identify the man seen in the Marines hoodie and face mask, and within a day, after hundreds of shares, and even the White Oak police getting in on the action, posting photos of the man in question to their Facebook page, it worked. He turned himself in. Do you believe your post put the pressure on this guy to turn himself in?
I believe so, yeah. I believe it did definitely spread the word very fast and very wide.
It was the best thing Shawnee could have done for me.
Jordan tells me she's learned a very valuable lesson in all of this.
I'm going to deposit it and take 20 bucks with me. Yeah, no, I'm not carrying that kind of cash with me.
I spoke with White Oak police, and they tell me they're not releasing the name of the man you saw in the video because the investigation is still ongoing, but they tell me he has since returned the money. For now, in White Oak, Serafina James, Channel 11 News.
Just good that she got her money back. Well, the NHL is postponing more games because of COVID, but tonight's Pens game at PPG Paints Arena is still a go. The New Jersey Devils, Buffalo Sabres, and Minnesota Wild all have several players on the COVID protocol list. Each team has at least 2 games postponed this week. The Devils facilities have been closed since February 1st. The Pens had to postpone 2 games against the Devils last week. Delta Airlines will continue to block some middle seats on flights. That's to provide a bit more space between passengers. The airline will limit capacity on flights through April 30th. Groups of 3 or more passengers can still choose to sit together. Delta says it will monitor virus cases and vaccination rates as it reassesses its seating policy.
Nearly 4 months after they were separated, a Maryland man is reunited with his dog. Great story here. Now, the two had to be separated after their home exploded in October. The man was suffering life-threatening burns and had to be put into a medically induced coma. So his dog had to go to a temporary shelter. But they are back together, as you can see, both very happy. And in a Facebook statement, the shelter said keeping this family together was well worth the resources and the wait.
What's left of the Dookers Hollow Bridge will be imploded this week. The deck of the bridge, which spans North Braddock and East Pittsburgh, has already been removed. The steel structure will be imploded on Thursday at 10 a.m. There will be several road closures around the bridge. Lake Erie is finally freezing over. The ice helps cut down on lake effect snow that could move into Pennsylvania. And as the winter chill continues, there's certainly no sign of a thaw coming anytime soon.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Yeah, I wrote an article about that about a month ago, and back in January, the lake water temperature up there was ranging from upper 30s to low mid 40s. So finally starting to see that ice on the lake, and as Gordon said, yeah, that can tend to cut down on the lake effect snow. Speaking of snow, here's a look at some of the beautiful pictures that you guys have been sharing to me. That is, this is from Lisa Lane, and she sent this picture out of Washington County, and a beautiful shot there. It looks like she took took that maybe late last night as it's dark out there, and beautiful snow. It's great to look at, but it's not great to drive in. I'm going to have more pictures coming up in the next half hour. As far as getting outside the next couple of days, everyone, I'm thinking that today we're going to be dealing with some of these lingering light snow showers. So you could go out for a walk, or if you need to walk your dog, but we're not looking at anything heavy. It'll just be kind of that nuisance light snow that'll be occurring throughout the afternoon. And then Wednesday evening into Wednesday night, we're going to be dealing with more snow. So the bulk of your day is dry to get outside. Same thing Thursday. I think early in the morning we could have some snow, but that should be ending pretty quickly the way it looks right now. We'll keep you posted. And Friday, more snow is in the forecast, but I've got the caution out for the next couple of days. Our shoveling forecast for this evening, maybe you're getting off of work and you're wanting to go home and you got to shovel that driveway still. Temperatures will be in the mid-20s, and we will be starting to see, I think, if not before then, the snow tapering off across the area. Making way for a cloudy sky overnight tonight, and it's going to be a cold one into your Wednesday morning. Temperature down to 16 with a north wind at 3 to 8 miles per hour. As far as tomorrow goes, if you're out walking, you can see our temperature hour by hour at 10 o'clock, about 20 degrees. Bundle up, have the scarves on and the hats like those guys. 26 at 4 p.m. So it's going to be another cold day, and it will be mostly cloudy as well before the snow moves in. 28 in Washington, about 31 degrees in Uniontown tomorrow, 28 in Indiana. Here's the latest hour by hour storm tracker maps for the next round of snow. Here's 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday. We're already starting to see the snow there along the border, and as we continue through Wednesday night, that snow begins to lift up to the north. Places like Pittsburgh, Greensburg, Washington, Indiana at this point dealing with the snow at the 10 o'clock hour. And you can see as we head into the overnight period, we're still dealing with scattered snow showers across the region. I still think it's a little bit early to start talking about snow totals. I want to see some more data coming in, some more consistent data as well before I throw out some snow totals. So keep checking back and we'll keep you posted on that. 5-day forecast and your weekend always in view. We've got 29 Thursday, Friday with some snow showers around and lows down in the teens. Your weekend, 26 Saturday with snow showers, 22 Sunday, Valentine's Day, bringing some snow showers around in the morning. I'll see you back in the next half hour.
Looking forward to it, Danielle. Still to come, watch this video. A driver taking a 70-foot fall off an overpass and survives. The lesson we can all take away from this on a snowy day like today.
A police officer hurt in a crash while helping a stranded driver. How the chain reaction crash could have been avoided.
Welcome back on this Tuesday afternoon. An off-duty police officer was one of the 2 people hurt in that chain reaction crash over the weekend, and that officer was on his way to work. Mike Natale is a West Newton police officer and was one of 2 of those Good Samaritans hurt on the Bell Vernon Spears Bridge. Look at this accident. They were trying to help a driver who hit that concrete barrier, but then somebody crashed into them.
That's a straightaway. It's daylight out now, or it's just becoming daylight. You can see hazard lights. You can see vehicle lights. You know something's wrong. You need to pay attention to your surroundings.
Pay attention and move over. And please, let's not have this ever happen again.
Stern messages for sure. Natale and the other person who stopped to help are going to be okay.
Engine failure forced a small plane to land on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. The plane clipped 2 big rigs on the way down last night. After the plane landed, its tail was hit by another tractor trailer. The crash shut down 2 lanes of the turnpike between the Lebanon, Lancaster, and Harrisburg East exits. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Take a look at this. A driver plunged 70 feet off a snowy freeway and somehow survived. You can see the truck there on the left. It smashes through the guardrail and drops off onto the road below. The sheriff's office in Milwaukee says the driver lost control near the snowy edge of the ramp. Amazingly, when first responders arrived, the driver was alert and breathing, and he is recovering in the hospital.
Imagine being in that car and feeling that fall. My goodness, very lucky. Still to come, very little research out there when it comes to pregnant women and the COVID vaccine.
It's just a little newer, and just all the information is just so jumbled. I just don't feel comfortable.
Why the head of the area's largest women's hospital, though, is urging people to get it anyway.
And a look outside, and we still have the snow coming down in Pittsburgh. Coming up, I'll share more snowy pictures with you, and we'll take a look at how low those temperatures will get in your neighborhood.
Back with Severe Weather Team 11 coverage. This is a look on the north side earlier this morning after yet another storm moved through. The heavy band moving right through Pittsburgh, and it certainly took its time this morning.
Yeah, Channel 11 crews checking road conditions stumbled on this wreck in Carnegie, and you can see the slick streets, too much for a trucker. He flipped the rig on Lydia Street. That driver was okay.
And check it out, pretty cool here. We sent Drone 11 up to show you just a bigger picture after playing catch up all morning. You can see the road crews, they are starting to get a handle on everything. This view shows snow cleared from the Fort Pitt Bridge heading into the tunnels. Parts of our area saw very little snow, while some neighborhoods are still digging out after more than half a foot of snow. And meteorologist Danielle Dozier joins us now with more on her forecast at Severe Weather Center 11.
Yeah, so new coming in, we have a winter storm watch that includes Morgantown and Monongalia County and Garrett County, Maryland. Wanted to let you know from Wednesday until Friday, and it's going to be for the areas down there in blue, and that is because there is going to be more accumulating snow during this time frame. Right now, that forecast advisory is because of 4 to 9 inches of snow potentially down in that area. We'll keep you posted on our neck of the woods as we get a little bit closer. Look at the view outside right now. Pretty beautiful, actually. If you're not having to drive in it, you're just looking at it, you can see the snow coming down. It's 28 degrees. Wind chill is 28. Visible satellite shows, yeah, the overcast sky. We do have those snow showers that are still occurring across our area. Most of those are light in intensity, however, as I show you a storm tracker Doppler 11 radar, where you're starting to see some brighter whites here and there. The snow intensity picks up a little bit. We're not seeing any snow, though, down to the south as of right now. What I'm forecasting for the rest of the day are these snow showers kind of lingering on through mid to late afternoon, and then we're going to get really cold overnight tonight. So coming up in my Severe Weather Team 11 full forecast, I'll let you know what to expect in your neighborhood temperature-wise into tomorrow morning.
All right, thanks, Danielle. And with a week of wintry weather ahead, now is a good time to make sure you have the Severe Weather Team 11 app. You can get severe weather alerts, live radar, and hourly forecasts from our experts.
There's a lot of things I end up, feeling confident about in my life, and that's just like one of those things I'm still, on the fence. I'm not, like I said, I'm not one of those.
Yeah, that mother-to-be is talking about the COVID vaccine. Pregnant women were excluded, as we know, from the vaccine trials, and that has a lot of women debating whether they should be getting the shots right now. Channel 11's Gabriella DeLuca takes a look at what to consider.
Being pregnant is a stressful time for women no matter what. Now add in a global pandemic and the decision whether or not to get a COVID-19 vaccine. It's something women are not taking lightly. When Brianna Jackson found out she was pregnant with her first child 6 months ago, she was overjoyed, but also terrified at the possibility of contracting coronavirus.
Since I'm pregnant, of course, I have a bunch of symptoms, but every little symptoms, I'm like, oh my God, is this it? Is this COVID? Like, did I get COVID? Like, you know what I mean? Was my mask not proper?
While she's fearful of getting the virus, she now has another concern, getting vaccinated against COVID-19.
It's just a little bit different with this one. It's just a little newer, and just all the information is just so jumbled. I just don't feel comfortable.
Another pregnant woman, Casey Kidd, who is also a pediatrician, found herself having the same debate. Should she get the vaccine? She started researching and decided to get it.
I very carefully reviewed the literature, the publications from the clinical trials, spoke with my own doctor, and really reviewed the information we had about pregnant people and how much worse they could be affected by this virus.
But what both women realized, there wasn't much data on pregnant women who had received the vaccine. Dr. Richard Beige, the president of UPMC McGee and an OBGYN, has called for pregnant women to be included in clinical trials for all vaccines, not just COVID-19's.
What the article is really calling for is inclusion of pregnant women in these trials so that we have the ability to make more data-informed recommendations and deliberations for the women themselves as to whether they should take the vaccine.
He says, based on studies, he does recommend pregnant women get the vaccine.
I would also respect them if they didn't want to or were fearful. I understand that consideration, absolutely. But my advice would be to think hard, but at the end, I would advise to take it.
For Jackson, she just wishes there was more research before she makes up her mind.
There's a lot of things I end up, feeling confident about in my life. And that's just like one of those things I'm still, on the fence.
Dr. Beji says women should talk to their own personal doctor about what their specific risks and benefits are. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Gabriella DeLuca, Channel 11 News.
We know there's so much to consider with all this, and that's why we just want to remind you again, make sure you join our WPXI Now app every Friday night this month. We're bringing you the latest information on the race to vaccinate here at home in Western PA. Those special reports begin at 8 p.m. again every Friday this month.
We have been following the race to vaccinate and the bumps in the road getting the shots out there. Next, the local group turning to Facebook to help people get an appointment.
Welcome back on this Tuesday afternoon. Some people, as we know, are so frustrated with Pennsylvania's COVID vaccination process that now one group has created their own Facebook page to cut through some of the confusion. Meet Leanne Bacher. She was struggling to get her own family members' vaccine appointments. So then, to help others, she took to Facebook and created the Pittsburgh Vaccinated COVID-19 Appointment Tip page. And it's something we can all use. They post where vaccines are available. You can see how many are available and how to navigate appointment websites.
Pittsburghers love to help Pittsburghers, and I've definitely seen that on our page that people want our community to be safe. We want to get out of this pandemic as quickly as possible.
A project from the heart for sure. Bacher says that she has also reached out to lawmakers, and the state health department also now says that Governor Tom Wolf is considering a centralized system and other ways for people to access information.
Gateway Health has launched a new partnership to help close the gaps in healthcare. The health system is teaming up with Empower 360 to help the most at-risk Medicare and Medicaid patients and provide better care to underserved communities.
We don't want people that have medical illnesses not to come care. We'll care for you and find out where you belong. We can enroll you in Medicaid right at our site. We can help you find an exchange plan that fits your needs.
Members who qualify won't have co-pays or deductibles. They'll also get 24/7 access to a provider for scheduled appointments and same or next day sick appointments.
Wind chills right now are in the low to middle 20s. Coming up, though, I'll let you know when they're going to be dropping down into the lower teens. How cold it gets coming up.
And to that point, if you think it's cold now, just wait for the weekend. The simple steps you can take to make sure your pipes don't freeze. Stay with us. Yesterday, we talked about the concern over frozen pipes. And this afternoon, we wanted to take a closer look at some of the options to keep everything running smoothly. This is the last thing you need, right? Channel 11's Michelle Newell spoke to a plumber for some advice.
Each individual truck is stocked and ready to go with thawing equipment.
Matt Mertz is keeping a close eye on the weather, making sure his team is ready to go.
It's inevitable that people's pipes will freeze. We're fully outfitted and ready to go do it.
Mertz gave us an inside look at the equipment his crews are ready to use if they get flooded with frozen pipe calls.
We would take the pipe apart here, make sure we have flow here.
And he walked us through some of the steps his team has to go through while out on a call.
We'd run a cable over here to the cold line that is frozen. So we know the frozen pipe is between the two. And we'll turn the machine on over here. Sometimes it takes minutes, usually less than a half hour, we're done. For plastic lines, we'll use a heat gun because plastic lines won't carry a current.
Mertz says many homeowners just don't act fast enough when temps are bitterly cold.
If you do have a frozen pipe, you should probably call somebody right away rather than try to fix it yourself or wait and hope it's going to unthaw, because a lot of times it will unthaw, but usually the pipes will break during the process.
Preventing your pipes from freezing is a very simple process. All you have to do is open up your cabinets. Make sure you allow that air to circulate. After that, you want to run your water as thick as a pencil, and you want to do that all throughout the night. And if you have a heater, make sure you place it near the cabinet.
Turn the heat up in the house. Just kind of use precautions.
Mertz says a lot of homeowners make a common mistake when they try to prevent their pipes from freezing.
What we see is people, they'll let the water trickle but not run enough. They'll end up freezing their whole drain line, and they'll wake up in the morning, the water's running down the hallway.
If your pipes do freeze, leave it up to the professionals to fix.
It's not something that homeowners should try themselves. It's just not.
Michelle Newell, Channel 11 News.
Well, people are taking advantage of the snow in the Czech Republic. You can see skiers have turned a bridge in Prague into an unlikely trail. The Charles Bridge became the site of an improvised cross-country ski track. They used a snowy strip running right down the middle of the bridge, left behind by snowplows as the track.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
That's one way to do it, certainly. Here's a look at some pictures coming in from you guys at home. Dennis sending this one in, and from his area out in Charleroi, he said he picked up about 4.5 inches, it looks like, there on the ruler. Jacob, he sent me this picture out from Plum. He said he picked up about 5 inches, so thanks to you for your pictures from today. Well, here's a look at a live look, actually, at our PennDOT cameras out at I-79 in Bridgeville, just to give you an idea of what the roads are looking like across the area. It looks like they are just wet. Good news there, they have been improving throughout the morning. I know it was pretty snowy out there early, but things are looking a lot better. Here's a look at some of our snowfall reports. Penn Hill, 6.6 inches. You can see right down the list that we had some places that picked up a half a foot with that band that moved through portions of Washington, Allegheny, Westmoreland counties. But I also wanted to show you how this is one of those events where it's location, 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 because this is some of the lower end totals that we got. Just to put it in perspective, Freedom 3 inches, Gibsonia had 2.5, Cranberry just shy of 2 inches, Ohioville 1.7, North Sewickley only 1 inch of snow. And officially so far, the report coming in out of National Weather Service Pittsburgh today, 4.2 inches, which is right on par with the forecast range for the city. Here's a look at our Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. You can see that we do have some of those steadier snow showers occurring up to our north right now. It's very light in intensity through Allegheny County, but we do have this swath that is pretty steady up to the north. For our travel impacts today, just plan on any untreated surfaces remaining slick. So your neighborhood streets and sidewalks, driveways will have snow on them unless they are treated. Reduced visibility, you can see in those areas where we could be having some of the steadier snowfall. Lows tonight, I told you I was going to show you how cold it's getting in your neighborhood. Butler about 12 tonight, Beaver 14, Washington down to 13, forecasting 16 for Pittsburgh into tomorrow morning. And with the snow that's still on the ground, if the kiddos want to go out sledding tomorrow, it's going to be a cold one, so make sure they're bundled up, but we're still going to have the perfect conditions for that with temperatures there in the mid-20s for the day on Wednesday. We'll keep a mostly cloudy sky around, and we are looking at some pretty cold wind chills as well. Here's a look at Wednesday morning out the door at 6 o'clock. You see the feels like they're 15, 13 in Washington. The winds are going to start out light. I think throughout the day they're going to be between about 5 and 10 miles per hour out of the northeast on Wednesday. That's going to have the wind chills there in the lower 20s during the afternoon when you factor in the air temperature and the wind. Storm Tracker shows another wave of snow coming in from the south as we head into Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. I showed you that winter storm watch already in effect down to the South Monongalia County. This snow will be persisting through the overnight period and into early Thursday morning, and then that should be clearing out of here. 5-day forecast, your weekend always in view. More snow is expected Friday and Saturday into our weekend. Valentine's Day plans, well, right now looks like we'll have some snow showers in the morning mainly, but of course we will keep tracking it for you and bring you any updates.
Hey guys, come here. No, really. Come here. I want you to see this because it is my favorite thing. Okay, so recently I was looking for machine washable carpets in my house because I like things to be clean, and that's not easy, right? I couldn't really find anything, and then guess who we started partnering with on Local Steals and Deals? My Magic Carpet. Do you see this beautiful carpet? This is made to go in the washing machine. It's made for that. It has a special backing. Wait till you hear about it. Beautiful patterns, 3 different sizes. This one was on the floor in my kitchen in front of my sink. Now I have them everywhere. They feel great on your feet. They are beautiful in your home, and they are such a great peace of mind. Please say hello to my new best friend who made this all possible, Mike.
We wanted a rug where it had some type of layer between the top fabric and the bottom so that if there was a spill or an accident, it wouldn't seep through to the hard surface flooring because we didn't want to ruin the floor below. And so anyway, they came up with this waterproof barrier. So the features of the rug is that it's stain resistant, it's non-slip, it's got a waterproof barrier, and so it's kid friendly and pet friendly and just a great solution for every household.
Thank you so much, Mike. I love this entire idea, and I love the fact that he really made them beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Different sizes, different patterns. You can see them all on localsteels.com. I love that this backing is made to go in the washer and dryer again and again without breaking down. I love that it's something that right now on localsteels.com you can actually save 20 to 25% off on. Now you can throw it in the washing machine. You don't have to worry about walking on it and the kids being on it, the pets being on it, without being able to wash it and dry it. And by the way, your home looks great.
A new era of Mars exploration begins today. 3 robotic explorers launched last summer will start arriving on the red planet today, and one is carrying a helicopter for the first ever test flight on another planet. They hope it will teach them about Mars's atmosphere and how to put humans on the red planet. About a year ago, Target launched its own brand of activewear and exercise equipment, and then the pandemic hit, and sales of the new All in Motion line exploded. The company announced All in Motion has reached $1 billion in sales. Most of its workout clothes and accessories cost less than $30.
Meanwhile, Twitter is looking into adding subscription options, so they say they're not as dependent on advertising. Possibilities include a tipping system where you'd have to pay people for exclusive content. There could also be a charge to use the TweetDeck dashboard or extra features such as undo send. Changes aren't expected this year, though. And finally, a local bakery has the best donuts in the state. My kind of story. Food and Wine magazine giving Orem's Donut Shop in Beaver Falls the title. Magazine says their cinnamon roll donuts are especially good. Orem's has been open for more than 80 years, and these cinnamon roll donuts are usually twice the size of other stores. Jennifer Tomazik says it's the size of her head.
Twice the size. That's a good size for me. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Order